Yes.
Another week.
Boom. Another day in paradise.
Month is almost over. We only have about 4 days to go. And then it's again the end of the month. The end of a few promotions.
Man.
But the end of promotions sometimes lead to new promotions or not. That's always
You never know.
surprise.
The last promotion did well, eh? Well, within 24 hours, 3 countries sold out.
Very good.
Turkey, Seychelles, and Barbados out. Sold out.
We still have 4 days to go that people can benefit from the 75% view revenue being commissionable. So of course on April 1st we go back to normal situation. So it's another 4 days to go. So I would say that a lot of people can use the promotion from last week that we introduced with the lower memberships also having universal units, and then 4 days to go to get 75% commissionable. For me, that's a very good, powerful way to close the month.
Wow, I'm completely agreeing. I have nothing extra to say at this moment, Roland.
That'll be the first time. So Greg, are you there?
Greg, hey! Are you ready, my friend?
I am here. Can you hear me just fine?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I don't see you yet, but I can hear you.
Well, I'm here, so if you can't see, I'm here.
Your connection looks sounds a little bit weird. Do you have a good connection there in California? Yes, I see you now.
Wow.
I do.
Okay then. Then I would say, wow, the background looks nice, man. Some nice.
Where are you now? At the beach? Wow. I see the beautiful wave. Is he in Malibu or something? Or
I know he's in California, but maybe is your connection good enough to hold the video, Greg?
Should be, but I'm not sure why you can you hear? No.
yes.
Your connection is a little bit stuttering.
What's going on?
It doesn't look like you have a really good connection. Maybe outside at the sea is a little bit too optimistic. Especially because it's not really the weather that I should be proud of. I see some clouds there in the background.
This is not what I think is California.
Yeah, they always brag about this Atlanta, California, Florida weather, but every time I go there, it's.
I can tell you one thing, Roald. In the Netherlands, the last weeks, it's way
I showed them a video today.
We had 22 degrees the last week. 23, 24 even, 21.
Jason, are you on the call as well?
Yes.
I'm here.
I think it's good that we start with you, and then Greg has some time to find a better connection, because this ain't working.
We lose Jason as well.
Well, he's on a beach somewhere. He's on the coast of California, so
Yes.
all is well out there. Yeah, I heard the weather in the Netherlands is much like the Caribbean.
Man,
it was the best
hot.
of Europe.
I almost got burnt today. I mean, I had to go back inside. It's just my skin is not used to that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I was wondering if you also found a unicorn on the way into the office.
I found a lot of things, but the unicorn, I'm still looking.
I went to the Keukenhof. I saw a lot of flowers.
So I think it's a great idea that you start today, and then we'll turn it back to Greg when he finds maybe some higher ground.
Sure, no problem.
Some dry land.
Yeah, mine will be a little shorter than the normal. I have some
No problem.
Things to do here, but you know, I wanted to just give people an update just on the USA and the market that was here when Roald was here 2 weeks ago. We actually finalized the lease here in the United States for an office here. So we'll be opening an office up. It'll probably be open closer to August of this year, but it'll be about the same size as the office in the Netherlands. If you've seen those pictures, if you had an opportunity to be there and go there to look and feel exactly the same. We'll have a studio here in the United States, much like the studio there in the Netherlands, as well as a big training room. So if you know leaders, if you know people that you're trying to recruit in the United States, they need to know that the office in the United States is designed for them. We won't have as many IT developers in the US office as we have in the Netherlands. So the office in the US will be designed specifically for the US field leaders, and they'll be able to use that any way that they want to and be able to leverage it to go and recruit and build their teams. I think that we have just over 1,000 people that have come into the business so far in the United States. It's still in pre-launch, which means that anyone can register for becoming an affiliate without having to pay the fee to become an affiliate. But in a week's time, you'll be seeing a newsletter, you'll be seeing an email if you're in the United States in particular, that will be launching officially in the United States in just 1 week from Monday. So it'll be April 4th. We'll be launching in the United States. And at that time, people will have to pay the business fee. So they'll either pay the $50 in the United States. It's $50 for main account, and it's $125 if you want the business fee pro. So in the next week, we'll be launching officially here in the United States. And so if you have people that you've recruited, I know that Julie and Peter have recruited some people. I know that Muhammad Adel, and I know people from Mario's team, and I know people from Ahmed's team. I think there's a whole host of people that have people here in the United States. So you need to let them know that they need to be looking for an email if they're in the United States within the next week that we'll be going live, and they'll need to make a choice to pay the business fee for $50 for the one main position or $125 for the business fee pro. And they'll have 1 week to make that decision. So 7 days they'll be able to make the decision. The product launch will not be live. So Forex Insiders will be the first product that we launch in the United States, but the product will not be live until a week after we go live with the business fee. The reason being is we need to make sure that the structure is clean in the US, and the people that have decided to be in that structure and have paid the business fee have the opportunity to do that. And then after the first week, we'll clean the tree out, and those that decided not to join the business at that time will just be pushed into a customer account, and then they'll have the opportunity after a week to be able to join with the product. And the product in the United States will be $79 US per month for Forex Insiders. So it'll be $79 US per month for Forex Insiders. And what you need to know is that the point equivalent will be equal to 69 volume points for the Forex Insiders product. And so we think that it's to start to get going. We'll probably do another little mini event at the end of April, or leaders that want to come. It's really particularly for the leaders, the people that really understand how to recruit and build, people that really understand and have a passion for chasing their destiny, people that really want to understand how to maximize our compensation plan, people that really want to understand what the Forex product is, people that really want to understand how to create a residual income. We'll probably do another little smaller event at the end of April, and then leading up to, in the next 6 to 9 months, do a much larger event here in the United States. So I think that it's an exciting time that's coming around here in the US. The people that are already here are already getting excited, and I think they're really looking forward to actually going live. Pre-launch is an exciting time, but nothing's, it's like pre-game. It's like getting ready to go play in a real. It's the pre-game scenario for everyone, and then as soon as you blow the whistle, and then it's game on, and we're almost at the point of being game on in here in the United States. The other thing that I think is exciting for people in the United States is we've partnered with a company called Pay Quicker, which is a commission company. So everyone that becomes an affiliate in the United States and has a US address and has a US Social Security number will have the opportunity to have their own checking account. They'll have their own Visa debit card that the commissions will be paid straight into your own bank account through our partner, and you'll also be able to get paid through our Visa debit card, meaning that you'll have immediate access to your funds on a debit card and in a bank account, as well as you'll have access to a virtual card, meaning that you can connect that to your Apple Pay wallet or to your Google Wallet or any online payment system. You'll have a virtual debit card. You'll have an actual real physical Success Factory branded debit card, as well as your own bank account. And the thing that I think is a particular interest in the United States is that when that bank account gets set up for you, for your commissions to get paid into, you'll have the opportunity to switch it from an individual checking account to a business checking account. And that's a big deal, right? So if you understand anything about the cash flow quadrant, you understand anything about being an employee, self-employed, business owner, or investor, you realize the B quadrant, being able to have a business, is a very advantageous thing for you to be able to do. Why? Predominantly because if you're on the right side of the quadrant, so if I were to draw the cash flow quadrant, just so you can is, right? So you have the employees, you have self-employed or small business owner, then you have the B quadrant, business owner, or you have I for investor, right? And over here, people are working for themselves. They're not making as much money as the people over here have the opportunity to make money. But one of the things that we always talk about is the ability to make money, right? The ability to make money. And most people don't know how to make money, right? Most people don't know how to make money. And so when you start recruiting and building in the United States, when you join Success Factory in the United States, you have an opportunity to start building a business, not as an individual or self-employed. Like I said, you have the opportunity to turn that checking account from an individual checking account to a business checking account, from your tax ID as an individual to the tax ID as a business. And why is that important? It's because if people don't know how to make money, the second thing that they don't know how to do is they don't know how to keep. They don't know how to keep money, right? So if you don't know how to make it, you don't know how to keep it, right? Well, if you have a business, the reason why you'd want a business and the reason why you'd want to get paid into a business is because on the B side of the quadrant, you pay less in taxes, right? The taxes are lower as a business owner than they are as an individual, right? So if you want to learn how to make money and you want to learn how to keep more money, you'd be wise to understand that if you can get paid into a business as opposed to an individual, all of a sudden you have an opportunity to take advantage of being in the B quadrant. You have the opportunity of being able to start deducting certain things off of your taxes in the United States. Now, I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not giving you tax advice other than knowing, because I have multiple business, been an entrepreneur for many, 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 many years, is to understand that if you want to keep more of your money, you have to do it in a business. It has the lowest tax rate. So you start thinking about things that you want to start writing off of your income, writing off of your taxes, things like your cell phone, things like your mobile computer, things like business expenses, things like trainings, travel, entertainment, meals, office supplies. You start having the opportunity to keep more of your income just by the way that you get paid. And we made sure that in the United States, that when you come and you're an affiliate with Success Factory, not only will you have your own checking account, but that checking account can become a business checking account that you get paid through a business. We think that that's going to be a big deal for people that really understand the ability to make money, the ability to create cash flow, right? And then the ability to keep that money, the ability to keep it, the ability to turn it into profit flow. And then ultimately, that's going to have the opportunity for you to be able to create investment or wealth flow and be able to make sure that you understand how to multiply. And so the product, Forex Insiders, will be a week after the affiliates have the opportunity to join the business and pay the business fee. And then a week after that, we'll get into the actual launch of the business. And I think that the Forex Insiders product is going to be a strong product here in the United States. Why? Well, because like I said, most people don't know how to make money and they don't know how to keep it. And also recognizing that we do have another product called The View. We do have an awesome virtual reality product. It's just the way that it's sold right now wouldn't be conducive to the US market. But when it does become a commercial product in February of 2023, then we'll probably bring that straight in to the portfolio here in the United States. And so those that get going now in the end of March, April, May, June, July, leading all the way up to a bigger event here in the United States towards the fall time, and launching for the next 6 months after that with another product and being able to stack it on top of residual income, I think is going to be a big deal. The other thing, if you look at the product Forex Insiders, if you haven't been paying attention, then you need to start paying attention. On Friday alone, this past Friday alone, it was probably a record. I didn't go back and look at the history of every single day for Forex Insiders, but on Friday, just this past Friday, there were 6 trading ideas pushed out by Forex Insiders. 6 trading ideas just on Friday alone. Talk about the way to end a week. 4 of them were winning ideas out of 6. 1 of them was canceled and 1 of them was a loser, right? So out of 6 ideas, 4 of them were winners. 1 was canceled and 1 was a losing idea. For the week, for just this past week, there was 21 ideas and almost 65% of them were winning ideas. I think that if you haven't looked at this product, if you haven't given it a shot, if you haven't even set up an account, if you haven't even set up a demo account, if you haven't even simulated it, if you haven't been paying attention to how to multiply your money, how to have your money make money for you every single day, then I think that you're missing a serious opportunity over 12 months over 18 months, over 24 months, over the next 36 months to be able to create a rocking residual income. Because remember, when someone purchases the Forex Insiders product and they're on it, it's a monthly subscription, meaning that you make a sale one time, and as long as the product is good, as long as the price is good, as long as they're getting value, as long as they understand it, they'll probably continue to become a customer. As well as we have the Drive for 5 thing, that if you're a customer and you refer 4 other customers, your subscription is free. You don't have to pay anything for your monthly subscription. So all of a sudden you have access to a tool, you have access to an educational product that teaches you trading ideas that on average win more than they lose. I think it's a phenomenal scenario. And if you understand residual income, if you understand cash flow, if you understand having a customer, you understand that a customer that repeats more than 12 times is likely to become a lifetime customer, right? If you have a customer that repeats more than 12 times, oftentimes a good friend of mine who is Rich Dad Advisor, his name's Kelly Ritchie, would often say, a customer isn't a customer unless they repeat 12 times, right? A customer isn't a customer unless they repeat 12 times. Well, imagine having an army of people that know how to go out and recruit and build and allow people to have residual income that continues to stack on top of itself. And when you add another product on top of it, it almost doubles or triples your income. You add another product on top of that, or add a second tier to a product, or a third tier to a product. I think that you'd be wise to begin to understand that 12, like I said, 12, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months from now, I think you'll see people that have serious month in, month out residual income because they did the small things. They did the simple things. They did the relentless things. They did the things over and over and over again. They recruited, they built, they taught people. They recruited, they built, they taught people. They took people on the process of being a learner to a leader, from a leader to an influencing leader, and from an influencing leader to an empowered leader. I think you'd be wise to look at the product. I think you'd be wise to look at the combination of the two products, of Forex Insiders and The View. I think you'd be wise to look into the U.S. market. The U.S. market is one of the largest markets in the world. It's one of the largest economies in the world. It represents close to 20% of all of the global economy combined. It's one of the biggest and most competitive marketplaces on the planet. It has over 350 million people that live here in the United States. And everybody here in the United States wants to be their own boss. They want to be able to do good for other people, and they want complete and total financial independence. The only question is, are you going to come here? Are you going to allow people the opportunity to get into the opportunity that's here in the United States and have that create a reverse explosion globally? Because I guarantee you, the people that know how to recruit and build here in the United States don't just want to build here in the United States. It's very similar to what Robert Kiyosaki would always say. When he would leave the United States and go other places in the world, people would ask him, why do you need to leave the United States? Well, for one simple reason, there's more people outside of the United States than there are inside of the United States. However, there's extremely competitive leaders that are here in the United States that represent, that understand the simplicity of a residual income, that understand the simplicity of a simple product, to understand the simplicity of a product that's great at a low price, that has the opportunity for you to create a massive delivery system. So, and the next emails will go out to the people that are here in the United States. If there's an email associated to those in the United States, they'll have 1 week after that moment to pay the business fee and remain in the structure. Then 1 week after that, the product will go live. I think that we're headed into some exciting times. It's always an honor and a privilege to be able to work with you all. And with that, I'll turn it back over to the boys in the Netherlands. Always ride the wave of life and always play big. I don't know if Craig is back, if he's back from the ocean or caught a signal from the ocean. Or maybe not. Or you guys can just continue to look at me. Do we have anybody from the Netherlands? Do we have anybody from California?
With me, Jason.
Oh man, this is funny.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's just the United States Jason Tyne show today. I don't know. If it was, then I guess we can get off and you can go back and get back to work.
You can hear me now.
Everyone leaving everyone went. It's so nice
You
in the
can't-
Netherlands. They've never seen the sun in the Netherlands. I think they all ran outside to go look at the
Yes.
sun to make sure that they're actually being able to see it.
Wow. Hola. Hey.
I see you, Igor. I can't hear you. Live in the you're
Wow.
back live on the
What happened, Jason? Craig is still not there. He's still lost on the ocean.
He's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. I don't know. I think that maybe the Pirates of the Caribbean made their way up the west coast of California or came to get him.
Where is Craig at the moment? Where in California is not a little state. It's a huge.
No, so yeah, southern part of California. So when you think of Southern California, you think of the Los Angeles area, the Beverly Hills area, Santa Barbara. I mean, those kinds of Long Beach areas. So, and then Northern California is like San Francisco area, but he's in Southern California.
He's in the higher up. So above LA or under LA?
Probably right by LA. Probably just
so right by really where Huntington Beach is and
That's
Santa Monica Beach and Malibu in that area. Wow.
You got it. Exactly right.
Wow. Now that's something, and he's in and out. So the connection I had the same in Cancun when I had a beautiful location at the pool, and I thought this is the perfect location. When I'm doing like this, I have the big pool area. When I turn around, I had the open sea. You know, the only importantly thing is no connection.
Hey, you know what? It allows you the opportunity to make sure that you enjoy the paradise that you're in. They don't want you, too focused on other things. So
wow,
it forces you to be grateful where you are and enjoy your environment. So
hey, and that
like you're in Aruba or St. Martin or St. Bart's, it's good to just enjoy the environment.
I think that's a very important thing as well, that wherever you are, because I always say you learn from the past and you're heading towards the future, but you're living in the present. And when you don't enjoy the present, then you will never enjoy life, because the present is all we have for sure. What has been done is gone. What is coming is not there yet. So I think it's an extremely smart way to enjoy it as little. And I can imagine, because I did last year a lot of calls out of San Martin, and that was the most spectacular studio that I had personally. I like this studio around me. Honestly, when I look around me, I see green. I see everywhere green. But what you guys are seeing, you see all the beautiful logos, the black and the gold. And that's remarkable, because I'm looking actually as well at the screen and I think, wow, this is really beautiful where I am. But then I turn around and I think, where's everything?
What will be amazing is in 4 or 5 months from now, you'll be in the studio there, and then we'll have the studio in the United States, so they won't see this behind me and Craig. They won't be where he is, but we'll be in a studio very similar. And so it'll be amazing to be able to shift it from one studio to the other studio, from one coast to the other coast, from one A-town to the other A-town.
Yeah, and we can even make it as if it is one studio, as if you guys and we are standing next to each other. So people will not even be able to see the difference when we want, because that's the technology. The technology, we really have, what we created? We really created a Hollywood scenario. I really think that we are really the first Hollywood type of company with our IT products. The way we are building, the way we are letting dreams come true. And I had a lot of conversations with a lot of leaders, And you know, and that's good that we are a little bit on it, because you guys have some great American leaders that are building, and I see that they are doing great. I spoke with a couple of people, and I want to say that to the people out there as well, and you possibly can confirm that people always, they ask for things. Can I have this? Can I have that? But it doesn't matter what we give them, what they get, they still have to do something, you know. And I've seen as well that whatever people did in the past, it's never a guarantee for the future, because I see people rising that never had success before, and I see people failing that had a lot of success. What do you say about that, Jason?
Well, I think that oftentimes, you know, I get reminded. I reminded people of the book last week. I think of Tim Grover, who wrote two different books, Relentless and then Winning, and he was the mentality coach and the physical fitness coach of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, as well as some other very famous athletes that weren't just one-time champions, that were multiple-time champions. And I had an opportunity of being mentored by people that had trained athletes like that and mentors like that. And something always stuck in my brain is to never be a oncer, never be a oncer, never be someone that does something one time. It's why I've always loved Michael Jordan. It's why I've always loved the Chicago Bulls, is that he won the championship 3 times in a row. So back to back to back, took a year off, and then came back and did it again 3 years in a row, the world championship. And so never allowing yourself to settle, never being caught up in that you used to be great, or you keep living in the I am great because I have been great before. Winning doesn't care. It requires you to be great every single day. And losing will accept everyone, right? Losing will accept everyone. Anyone that's got an excuse, anyone that's got a fear, anyone that's got laziness, anyone that gets too comfortable, anyone that thinks that they deserve something because they have been something, anyone that just thinks that all their money is going to be there and they don't have to work hard for it. People that don't think that they have to invest their money. People that think that they don't have to spend time developing themselves. People that think that they don't have to spend time developing other humans. What will happen is the people that only won one time or were only successful once and think that that was it are going to get passed by. And that's what happens in the world, unfortunately. You can see it in sports. You can see it in Hollywood. You can see it in business. That the moment someone settles, someone once told me that the most offensive word in the English language is to settle. It means to be okay with, to be comfortable with, and to just settle. And I think that there's got to be something inside of someone that wants to be great, that you don't want to settle, that you just don't want to be satisfied with where you are, you know, until you can go and create armies of other people. If you really believe in the mission of the company, then you can't settle. You can't sit back. You can't be lazy. You can't be uncommitted. You can't be undisciplined. You can't be unfocused. You don't have the luxury of taking it easy all the time, right? People will say, oh, well, just take it easy. Winning doesn't want you to take it easy. Winning wants you to take it not easy. Winning wants you to make sure that you go and you work, that you have discipline, that you are committed. Winning doesn't care. It only wants the winners, right? And winning is tough business. So because some days you have ups and some days you have downs, but the tragedy of human beings is that because they think they did something one time, that they automatically have the right to do it all the time. And that's just not life. That's just not winning. Is that you have to go out and prove yourself every single day. And oftentimes it's harder for people that have done something successful because it takes a lot of energy to get going, especially if they didn't have any energy, right? And all of a sudden they're like, man, is it worth it? Maybe it's just easier just to check out. Maybe it's just easier to be lazy, because that's the easy West and around the world, with opening up the United States, with the product that we have, with a product like the View. I think that it's all going to hit in stride at the right moment in time, and that's going to require a whole bunch of people being tenacious, a whole bunch of people being committed, a whole bunch of people being focused, a whole bunch of people being shoulder to shoulder, making sure that the brand of Success Factory is synonymous with winning. It's not synonymous with being lazy. It's not synonymous with, oh, well, they did something one time. No, it's that we're going to do something great every single year. We're going to get better every single year. Our studio will get better. The way that our technology works will get better. Our products will get better. The value will get better. Our leaders will get better. Everything about our influencing ability will get better. Everything about our ability to empower other people will get better. And so I think that what will soon be found out for Success Factory is that those that want to be lazy will just be pushed out of this company because we'll be expecting such greatness out of everyone that everyone will want to become better as a result of being around other people that want to get better. And so, I mean, I could talk about this for a long time. You struck a nice fuse with me.
or this other company I can choose, go to the offices and see if there are people really working on the product lines, whatever the product is. When they say, no, yeah, but we have an IT, that means you have developers. You have developers and designers working on it. And when they say, yeah, that person and that, two people, yeah, my brother and my sister are doing it. Are you crazy? I already have seen that only to make those courses that we have in where we have Thea and Helios explaining it, that took a lot of people to make those courses, only those courses. And we have all those people because from the beginning on, we are built to create a company that lasts for decades, that is going to last for centuries. And maybe my English is not always correct because I'm translating it. And I try to find the right words to make sure to get you
pace. And yeah, the products are going to get better. Everything's always going to get better. The only question is you. Are you going to get better? Are you going to go to work? Are you going to just sit around and make excuses, or are you going to actually go to work? And I think that, you know, things happen, right? So maybe you don't have a connection, maybe you do have a connection.
It's a spot where I have pure 5G, so I can at least talk for a few minutes and carry on. But I appreciate your patience.
Correct. You had the 5GB, the 5G Beach. Now you have the 5GA, the 5G Auto.
Boom, boom. So I'm just sitting in my car. But listen, I love listening to you guys, and it's actually been interesting to listen to you and Jason talk. I've known Jason for 20 years now, and one thing I'll tell you about this guy, the conversation about winning has never ever left his mouth. It's never been something that we didn't talk about. We talked about it when we were in our 30s and 40s, and now that we're pushing, I was, he was in his 20s and 30s, and now that we're pushing 20 years ahead, we're still talking about it. Because I think that when you have a relentless winner's attitude, you actually never stop talking about that. It gets baked more and more in your DNA. And actually, every time you win, it tends to recalibrate and re-anchor the conversation. Because when you know something, you repeat it. Even naturally, you repeat it. The challenge is when you don't know how to win, or you have doubts about your ability to win, or your doubts about your abilities to lead, which are natural, by the way. Everyone has them. What we have to do is we have to tell our brains to stop lying to ourselves, because every one of us is capable of anything, anytime, all the time, every time. It's just a matter of whether you're going to step into it or not. And what Jason said, we have attracted really high-powered, high-caliber people. I've been having conversations almost every day the last couple of weeks with high-powered all over the world wanting to build in the US, also with people in the US that have built other giant companies that want to come and play with us because they know instinctually, they know how to win, and instinctually they know the time to win is when something that makes sense to the market against all of the elements that are in play to take action on it. We keep saying this over and over again. If you don't take action in this moment with this company, with this level of firepower, you're crazy. You are going to miss the greatest revolution on the planet. The conversation about evolution to revolution is not a made up, silly, event theme, temporary idea. Evolution to revolution is going to be in our revolution is absolutely coming. A global revolution is absolutely coming. The question, as Jason said, we're going to win. We are going to win with or without you. We got a better chance of winning with you if you decide to lock down, lock in, set your vision, and get on with it. The question is, why win? Why win? Well, I can't answer that question for you, but I'll tell you this. I've won and I've not won. And when I win, it feels a lot better. It doesn't feel so good to not win, especially when I'm committed to winning and I didn't win. And it's happened many, many times. But what my brain has taught me over the years is that I never really lose. It feels like I lost, but in my brain, I don't allow myself. And this is going to sound like I'm crazy because I say I never lose. I did lose. I did lose my effort in winning. I didn't get what I wanted. But what I do is I think about what did I miss? What were the steps that I missed? What did I not say, or what did I say? How did I affect or impact or not affect or not impact whatever it was that I was trying to win at? And so when I figure that out, then I get really comfortable, like, okay, so I know what to do next. And so there's a price to pay, as Igor said, there's a price to pay for everything that's good. Sometimes the price to pay is you lose and you miss on the things that you really wanted to win and hit on. But if you take the time to think it through, then you can make it work for you the next time. That is effectively a learning, and a learning is a win. And I teach this over and over and over again. It's about little voice management in your brain, because sometimes when we don't win, we call ourselves a failure, or we call ourselves fearful, and then we just replicate fear. We replicate doubt. We replicate hesitancy. And that's what losers do. That's what people who are mediocre and poor and broke and have a poverty mindset in their head, that's what they do. That's not what winners do. Winners fight and win and fight and win, or fight till they win. It's just that simple. It does require a shift in your attitude, a shift in your belief. You actually have to show up a little bit crazy to other people because you're so convinced that you can win. Because here's the deal. I can ask you the question, why win? But you have to answer that question. I would ask you the other question, why lose? Why decide that you're going to be mediocre? Why the heck would you live your life on planet Earth with all of the things that are available, all of the great foods, all of the great people, all of the great places, all the diamonds and gold and fast cars and beautiful houses and all of it, beautiful sunshine, which is not really right here in California. Apparently it's situated over Amsterdam right now, which is a weird to me, but anyway, I think it's really great. So congratulations to all the Dutch people for seeing the star that warms the earth. once in a while. So that's awesome. I'm happy for you. But the bottom line is, why would you not step into the best you? Why would you ever do that? I don't think anybody on this call is that, but you have to think about why, when you're on this call, what are you doing to recalibrate you to go out and affect other people with this same level of enthusiastic possibility and potentiality? Because everybody has it. Everybody has the potential of living like a giant. When I was younger, I wasn't good at everything. I'm still not good at everything that I do, but I try like heck. I try as hard as possible. And because I do, I fail, and then I learn, and then I get better, and I figure it out, and I make it happen. That is relentlessness. That is grit. That is firepower. That's what entrepreneurs do. They never stop until they feel the win. And when they feel the win, then they're always very quick to say, is this all it is? I better keep going because there's more. Because you get to a point on the mountain and the views are beautiful, but it isn't the top. And so it's unsatisfactory to take in the views and say this is enough when the top is right there and you can see it. The way to do it is you climb and you climb and you climb, and you never stop climbing. Never ever stop climbing. And that's a mindset. But the why to win is obvious to me. I hope it is to you. The how to win is another question, because we don't all have the how to win dialed down 100%, including myself and including the people I talked to this week. I talked to people who are multimillionaires who have built big businesses, and they're waffling and hesitating on starting something new. What is that? They've been winners before. They've climbed to the top of the mountain before, and they're ready to climb on something again. But yet, same thing, they're revisiting all of their old programming that's deep in their head, in their amygdala, right? Your brain is broken up into three parts. There's the forebrain, the midbrain, and the hindbrain. And at the base of the brain, there's these two little almond-sized things that are called the amygdala, and they have what's called the Amygdalae Complex. And what happens is that's where a lot of your fear comes from. That's where a lot of doubts come from. It's basically like a cluster of cells that basically are in charge of your emotion, your memory, and your fight or flight, right? So if you get fearful, your amygdala is kicking out neurons that are in charge of your memory and your emotion. And here's what's crazy. Your amygdala, these little almonds, live right next door to something called the hippocampus. And the hippocampus houses memories and basically gives values to memories and creates them in your brain and stores them. So here's the thing. If your fear in your amygdala is kicking off emotions, and then it visits next door to the hippocampus and gets stored as a negative memory, and then you tend to see things through the eyes of a fearful human being. I'm sure you all know people like this. I do. And in fact, maybe you are a person like this, or were a person like this, because what happens is your amygdala is in charge of releasing energy to respond to external threats. It releases energy through the hippocampus so that you get a shot of dopamine. So you have the ability to engage the adrenaline to run or to fight or to take a hit or a bite from an animal or whatever, right? This is a real thing. It's a charged thing. It's in your body. There's nothing you can do about it. But it assigns values to moments and that turn them into memories. I want you to pay attention to that. This is brain functioning, right? And it's crazy because you can overreact. Your amygdala can overreact. Have you ever had the experience where your phone rings or the timer goes off and it feels like it's life-threatening? I have, where like I'm so twisted or I'm so tense or so anxious that a phone call comes in and I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And your heart races. Well, that's called amygdala hijack. Amygdala hijack, meaning it's going into overdrive, grabbing memories, making them permanent, and scaring the crap out of you. This is the fear that drives people, and it's not okay, because fear and doubt and hesitation can become life views. They can become the operating principles that people start their thoughts on. But that's not how winners win. Winners win because they take control of their body, they take control of their brain, and they overwrite their brain, and they reset their intention, and they connect with their soul and their spirit, which is all encompasses their consciousness. They pay attention to their conscious brain, and they pay attention to the subconscious signaling that comes into their conscious brain. Most people do not do that. They don't. Most people just sit and they allow whatever to come into their brain. And that is not okay, because subconscious conditioning can be problematic if you have a baseline of negativity. But if you recondition your subconscious brain, your intentions, and your soul, you can actually change the conditioning that comes to your conscious brain, which is right here below your forehead. That's where your awareness is. This is your frontal lobe. This is where so much stuff happens in your brain, and it's very, very important stuff. So what I want you to understand, like, I'm not trying to give you a brain surgery conversation here, but these three parts of your brain are, they're the central organ in your system. And in your forebrain, it controls your eyes and your speech and your judgment and how you reason and solve problems, and your facial expressions and inhibitions and doubts and controlled emotions and so forth. But what you're really trying to get to is overwriting your amygdala, which is your limbic system in your brain. And if you could do that, and you can counterbalance the fight or flight that comes with you, then you turn it from flight to fight, and an attitude of, I'm going to fight until I win. And that's a mindset. I'm telling you, when I talk about mindset, skill set, and tool set, part of the skill set and mindset is knowing the function of the thing that's driving your life. This stuff in here is either going to make your life awesome, or it's going to break you down and give you doubts, and then justify why you have failed, so that you can tell other people why you failed, and then you can surround yourself with other failures. That's not okay. That's not why you chose this vehicle. That's not at all, because this is where it's dangerous. I was talking to a guy this week who's built a giant business a couple of times, and he said something to me that shifted my thinking. He said something like, first of all, you got to work harder on yourself than your job. So this is a personal development, self-development masterclass. Why you come to a company like Success Factory is to make money, but the real benefit is that you personally develop in a specific tactical way. A specific tactical way. It's like going to a gym and getting a trainer and learning how to make your arms bigger or your legs bigger or whatever. But it's a specific tactical set of practices. In this case, it's mental practices. And in this case, it's holistic mental practices. The things that actually can change you as a human and your impact on everyone around you. This is so critically important to understand, that we have this drug in life, and we're all sort of addicted to it. Some families less, some people more, but we have an entire generation, a millennial generation, that is literally addicted to social media and comparison. Comparison with other people is literally the thief of joy. You almost cannot experience joy if you find yourself comparing yourself to the best highlight reels of other people on the planet. Every time you look at Instagram or Facebook, you see people's best moments most of the time. And then you're thinking, my moments aren't that good. They're not like that. And then you feel worse about yourself. Yet you are a bright, shining star. You're like literally an amazing personality. You're like literally fascinating. You're the most important human on earth in your moment. And I know I'm interested in you. I'm fascinated in you. But if you don't love yourself, if you don't recalibrate yourself, if you don't bring the pure best self, then how are we supposed to know? It's there, but you got to clear your brain of the negativity. You got to clear your brain of comparison. We have to literally wean people, millennials, off of the distraction of comparing themselves, the competition of trying to be better than their peers in weird ways, and then finding themselves self-commoditizing, making themselves watered down versions of Me Too's. That's not the game. The game is affect and express your absolute individuality. And that's one of the things that we do. That is literally one of the things that we do. Now, I shared this with you last July, and I'll start my wrap up right here. Basically, I shared this with you, the 4 components of winning, which are, you've got to have raw talent, you've got to have powerful, growing intelligence, you've got to have a spirit of competitiveness, win at all costs, as Jason talks about. And then you have to have the resilience. When you fail, when you suck, when you're not equipped, when you're not good, when somebody objects, when somebody leaves and quits and all of that, okay, you've got to have the resilient mentality, that gritty mentality that says, I don't care. That was a loss. It hurt, but I'm gonna stand back up again. The Japanese proverb, fall 7 times, stand up 8. Fall 1,000 times, stand up 1,001. Whatever it takes for you to get to that place where you are living in these 4 components in full effect. And some are more important than others, okay? So talent, this outside ring, everybody has it. I don't know anybody that doesn't have some level of talent, right? Just their natural gifts. Everybody's got it. Then the second ring is work. Intelligence. You have to build your intelligence. Some people are naturally intelligent, but that doesn't mean they naturally know everything, and they surely don't know natural, personal, interpersonal human skills. That's an education unto itself, and a talent that must be gotten, and an intelligence that must be acquired. But then you got to take that and do something with it. I know so many freaking smart people who sit on their butts and don't do anything with it. It's so sad. They have great talent. They can communicate like champions. They've got intelligence coming out, it's falling out of their ears. But then they have no sense of competition. They don't care. They just literally just lazy in their brain, and they're like, I know what I know, and I know that's all I need to know. So I think I'll just have another microwave dinner and watch Jeopardy and try to compete. But never going to go on Jeopardy. Just compete with the game show on TV. Like, this is the kind of mindset that losers have, in my opinion. You've got to have a competitiveness mindset to be an actual winner in life, in anything and everything, in raising kids and having a great marriage. It's got to be there. But then you have to have resilience, and resilience is a proactive form of patience. Okay, so patience is necessary. Growing trees, growing an income, growing a team, growing your children, growing a garden, growing anything requires a level of proactive interaction with the goal in mind, and then a resilient patience with the lack of speed according to what's in your brain. I plant this tomato seed, I'm ready for a tomato sandwich right now. I plant this bamboo tree, I'm ready for bamboo tomorrow. I build this team, I'm ready for $1 million income right now. Well, that's lunacy. That's delusion. What you have to have is a resilient mindset. But here's the issue. This is my attempt at a brain. Okay? This is your brain. I told you it's 5% conscious. The work we're doing right now is affecting your conscious brain right here below your forehead, right behind your eyes. That's the prefrontal cortex and the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe, where all of this information is going on, is 2/3 of your brain. Your midbrain and your hindbrain they comprise 1/3 of your total brain. It's your forebrain where all of the speech and emotions and balance and hearing and interpreting and influencing and all happens in 2/3 of your brain. But here's the rub. The rub is this little almond, this little nut, and it is a nut because it stops you. It's the fear nut, right? And you're nuts if you believe it, right? Because bottom line is, this is the amygdala, and this is where the hippocampus is, right by the brain stem, where your base brain thinking starts. All the good stuff's up here, but all these signals come in and they go through this little tiny nut job right here. Don't listen. Don't be a nut job because you listen to a nut job, right? The 5% conscious brain is where the game is played, but that has the capacity to rewrite, re-educate, re-inspire, recalibrate the subconscious communication that goes to your conscious brain, overwriting this amygdala and turning the amygdala into your best friend. The fear thing is always going to be there, and it needs to be, but it will release energy and adrenaline and dopamine. But why not decide to have it release energy and dopamine and adrenaline into a positive outcome, into a intentional growth, income driving income? I don't know why you would choose anything other than that. I do not choose anything other than that. And so it allows me to just start my day and think about, what is it that I want to do? You know what? I want to go after my dreams. So I'm going to tell you the things I keep focused on, and then I'm done. I go after my dreams, not people. I go after my dreams. And because I go after my dreams, when I communicate with people, I talk about their dreams because that's real. And they might be talented people, but I don't care about talented people if they don't have dreams that I can add value to. I met a guy this week and he talks a great game, but I didn't connect with him because he just wants some kind of a free ride. Well, I'm not given a free ride. I'm in my dream state, and I need somebody in my dream state to go with me. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time, and I'm never about wasting my time and anybody else's. And then the next thing is I pay attention to myself, my self-development all week long. All I do is read and listen and prepare myself to do this and impact and try to influence and all of that. I love myself and I take care of myself. And I protect myself and I educate myself and I physically work out myself and I eat well and I do the right things. I put myself in good spots. I put myself where I can find happiness, feel happiness, vibe with what's around me. And when I do that, the rest follows. If I take care of myself, the rest follows every time. And I'm old enough to have put this into practice about 1 million times. So if you're young and you're listening to this, take care of yourself first, always. That's not narcissistic. That's not vain. That's not, that's not don't do it at the expense of other people. Do it for the benefit of other people. You love yourself, take care of yourself for other people. That's the truth. And then never lose your sense of wonder and curiosity. I look at ABC, meaning always be curious. Always be curious. Be curious about everything. Plants that you see, people that you meet, foods that are put in front of you. Don't be a chicken nugget and French fry eater for life. You've got to try lots of other things. There's a great big world out there that will re-engage and educate your senses. And that's a part of taking care of yourself, loving yourself enough to give yourself the ability to step out of the little world that you live in. Sadly, there are a lot of people that don't do that. Some can't. And that's also a thing. We want to go get them and lift them out of that spot where they see more. Because what happens for human beings when they see more, they want to be more. It's just the way it is. You're capable of a heck of a lot more than you know you are. I have watched amazingly resistant people adopt, try, fail, swallow their pride, step into the next level and become something extraordinary. You're way more capable. So play this game, be in it with us, and let's just go get it. Don't live with regrets. Don't do things that you think you might regret. But when a challenge or something happens, learn from it. Don't be regretful about, I didn't make this move and it cost me this. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so the lesson isn't that you didn't make the move and it didn't get you the thing. The lesson is you didn't make the move and you got to go, why? So next time I have that opportunity, I'm making that move. And so no regrets, just lessons. And your only limitation is you. Remember that. You are your greatest cheerleader, greatest vehicle to success. You're the primary possibility in your life. You're also the challenge. So don't be the challenge, be the love of you. You and you need to love each other, right? You need to just take care of each other because then you'll surpass all of the limits. And trust me when I tell you this, and I mean this with all my heart, life goes by fast. really, really fast. People come and go. Money comes and goes. But this life goes by in the blink of an eye. Don't waste it. Don't waste your time. Do the things that make a difference, that make you proud, that'll make your family proud. This is the process of evolution to revolution, right? As you evolve and grow all the time, think about what it means. Take in the revelation that comes with it. Consider what you like and don't like, and rebel against the things you don't like, and then revolt. Resolve to revolt. Resolve to change. Resolve to be better. Resolve to make a difference. Resolve to be an influencing, empowered leader on this planet. You've got the vehicle, you've got the team, you've got the people that love you, that want to stand with you, that want to work with you, that want to help build it. And if we'll do that, we can have an effect on disengaging an entire generation from the negativity that exists in social media that they're addicted to, that they've been trained to do. We need to pull them apart from that, shift them into the positivity of making material, meaningful differences and influencing the world. And if we'll do that, then there's nothing on this planet, no government, no lockdowns, no financial upheavals that will stop the train that is Success Factory. We are going to barrel through every brick wall, every limiting thought. We're going to tear down the tyranny of poverty. I'm committed to that 100%. And we're going to change people's brains, just like I was talking about. We're going to shift everybody's frontal lobes, and we're going to move them into a positive thought. We're going to make sure that this 5% yields a massive return on investment. And with that, I'm going to sign. And I love you all, and I'm grateful to be a part of this company and a part of these calls. And I'm going to stop and say, have a great week, make magic happen, and just go out and live with a sense of awe, a sense of possibility. When you live with awe, you're going to find that the world is awesome. So go be awesome. And with that, I'll stop. Back to you guys. I think back to you guys. Well, I can show you the ocean over there. Where are my boys? You guys there? Hello? All right. Well, I guess.
Hola.
Oh, there they are.
I thought you were gonna start playing some California Love out of the music, out of the thing, and sing to us, sing to your fans all around the world.
Dude, you know what? That's not out of the realm of possibility for me, because I do love this place, and I love the energy of this state, and I don't want to live here, but I do love to come and visit it, and I get fired up when I do. And California Love, just one of those songs that I don't know how it integrated into my life, because it's I'm not a rapper from Compton, but I'll tell you what, I do love me some Dr. Dre, and I do love me some Tupac, and
maybe some Eagles, maybe some Hotel California.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I go to karaoke all the time, and I did Desperado the other night, which is my life anthem song of all time. Desperado is my song, and I did it the other night at karaoke. So I absolutely love that. It's something about singing. It's such a pure release of inhibition. I'm not the best singer, but man, I have fun doing it. So anyway, thank you for that.
Hey, but
all right, Igor.
But
time is yours, brother.
Hey, but California is the El Dorado state, the golden state. It is, for me, California is always the love state, the service and the quiet. And I think California comes the most closest to Amsterdam. I've lived there a while in Irvine, in Orange County, actually in Newport Beach. And even when I'm a bad surfer, but I learned it when I was, it's a decade. I always think I learned it in the past, but it's now so long ago in Arcachon, French. But then I went over there, and even I didn't do it for 20 years. I rented the board and I went out with them, finding out that I was not able to do it anymore. But you know what? I saw that movie Point Break where the American presidents robbed the banks. It's a little bit the reality.
It's exactly the reality.
It's exactly the reality. But that's California. And I love so much the status and the way the people are. And when you drive around in Hollywood, it's I saw that movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that's really that Californian mentality, relaxed, and everything is possible. As well, that other movies, Savage, as it was Savage, where, what is not allowed in the rest of America, in California, they just do it and they get away with it. And actually, a lot of things are coming.
It's a special place. It's a special place. Amsterdam's a special place too.
Yeah.
This is a special place. One of the most like spirit raising experiences I have is driving down the Malibu Canyon Road. It's like it's indescribable, but the energy of that little valley drive,
yes.
And then you come out and you're at where the university, it's called Pepperdine University, and you're looking out at the ocean. Malibu is to your left and your right. The ocean's right in front of you. It's such a spectacular feeling, and this is a special place. I would agree with you.
And it has tremendously, it's one of our mystery countries still, because we don't know which one the people take. But California is, in my opinion, it has actually, when California would be a country, it would be one of the richest countries in the world on its own by average income per person in that state. Like San Francisco is possibly the richest city in the world because people have a higher income in San Francisco. Maybe, they don't beat Monaco or St. Bart's, but from big cities in the world, San Francisco has the highest average income. And at the same time, all the industrial and all the hippie type of things, they have the nature, the forest with the big trees. And I really think that, you know that I'm a French wine lover and an Italian wine lover. And I always say the only place on earth where they really can compete with the French and the Italians is the districts in California. There they make wines that are as good as the French and the Italians. Wow. Hey, I see you opening the car.
I'm living the California life while I'm out here, brother.
Man, oh man.
This is it. This is how we do right here.
This is how we do it.
Boom.
Boom, boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Wow. Wow, what a tremendous, I like this vibe of these calls where one of us or two of us are somewhere else and we go around and the people get a little bit of history lessons. The people get a little bit of, how do you call that in English? Aardrijkskunde, but then in geography, they get lessons in geography. What is there to see? What is there to do? Wow. It is, this is, again, one of those calls. And I didn't know that you were in California, but because of the weather in the Netherlands, I decided today, even when it's only March, I thought I go in shorts. I go in shorts because, it's sunny. The sun is shining. And that's giving a signal. The spring has started. We are now, by the way, in the springtime, in the summertime, so we changed the time zones. So we skipped 1 hour. I thought I was right on time. I was way too early at the office, but I find out that I just arrived on time because, like my friend Surat, he didn't know. He came just at 7 in. But wow, what a great atmosphere we are in. And like I was talking before you started with Jason about our company, and you look at, you know, because we are in a time that people make decisions. This is a timing in life where we make decisions, and we get, and you guys out there in the United States, you are building a new market, and I've seen you do that with the speed of lightning, and that's a tremendous thing. And this is a time where a lot of leaders are going to make decisions what they are going to do. You know, you can hip hop from company to company and think, okay, I make money for 1-2 years, but now it is time as well to build a legacy. To build a legacy, you cannot flip-flop every year to another company because it will stop. And people say, yeah, but you know, when I make money with a scam, it's good because I made a lot of money. Now, I can say from the deep point of my heart, the most powerful part, that this company is not only letting you to make in a short time a lot of money, but is giving you as well the possibility over a long time to build a legacy, to leave a legacy, because we are really building what we are promising. There is no difference between the truth and the reality. You know, many times there's a difference between that. In our company, it's exactly what you see is what you get. And when you see what they are doing over here in this office, when you see what they are doing with the product lines, with the way we build, and now you guys will have there in the United States an office like ours. I even think that the office in the United States will be bigger, isn't it? It has more square meters, I think. I don't know if you guys are still there.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit. It's about exactly the same size. It's a little different in the width as opposed to the length, but it's almost exactly the same size.
The same size, yes, but all in one floor when you combine the total that we have over here.
That's correct, yes. We have half of a second floor, so it's a 4-story building. It's a brand new building, and we have half of the second floor. And I think that the other occupants in that building are big companies that are on the move. They're big companies that are known in the United States with some celebrities and with some champion athletes that are part of one company that'll be our neighbors. So we'll be in good company. We're in a good spot, and it'll look and feel just like the one in the Netherlands. So if someone goes there, or they come to the US, or if they need to use a studio in Europe, or they need to use a studio here, it'll be great for everything that we want to do. But the one that we are building here in the United States is more field focused, to allow the field leaders to fly in and use the office to build their teams.
Wow. Now, I've learned this lesson. The 5 people that you surround yourself the most, that will influence you the most. Means when you do it with a company, when you come in a building and you're the smallest company and all the rest are bigger, then you know what the beautiful is? You can learn from them, you can get their atmosphere, you can get their vibration, and you know, make it a goal in 5 years to be the biggest one in the building. And when we entered this building, we were one of the smallest companies, but you know what? Some bigger companies left to littler floors and we took over their floors. We are on the way to become the biggest one in the building, and I love it that you are in the same situation over there in the United States, because it's not where we are today, but in which direction we are heading. I think that is the journey. The journey is in my opinion, that's what motivates me. The journey inspires me. You know, the goals, every time that people reach an end goal, it can be that you think, hey, the hunger is not there anymore. But you know what? When you enlarge the journey, like Matthew McConaughey said, who is your hero? Me in 10 years. And after 10 years, they asked him, and who is your hero now? Because you reached it. He said, again, me in 10 years. So it's a constantly process of growing and continuing, reaching the level. First, you go for the highest level in the metal range. You become a platinum. You say, yes, I've reached the top of the metal section. But the top of the metal section is the bottom of the gemstone section. And then you hit up to topaz, and you fight your way up. Ruby, you fight sapphire, ruby, emerald. You think, yes, I'm the top of the gemstone. But the top of the gemstone is the deepest point of the diamond section. And then you come in the diamond section. You think, now you're the big hero. But yeah, there's a lot of levels to go. Then the diamonds, you go to the blue. And then you think, yes, but there's the black and the crown. And when you hit the crown, you think, yes, I'm a crown diamond. Hey, but there's a section of ambassadors in the top. Yes. Whoa. And then you move into that ambassador. And I hope really to see maybe this month, next month, the first Americans moving into that section of diamonds and blue and black diamonds. And you know, I'm pretty sure that before the summer comes, we will see the first ones going in the top of the diamond section, and maybe even thinking about going into the ambassador section. And you know what? It's time, because it's very lonely up there. I have to say to you guys, it is extremely lonely where we are, and it's time that we get more people on board in this ambassador section, because our company is growing and we need to have more ambassadors. Actually, it's time that on each continent we have ambassadors, royal ambassadors, and it's even time for crown ambassadors. You know, and when you reach that section, then you can say temporarily, I reached the top of our company. Our company is on the way, reaching, doing the same, moving up step by step, going to the top of the multi-level marketing companies. And the goal is not to be the #1 MLM company in the world, but the goal is to become one of the companies that is the most rewarding, that is, you know, giving the best opportunities to average people, to normal people, to ordinary people, to get extraordinary results. And that is all about life. And I see that many peoples in the world, they settle for mediocrity. They settle for something because they are afraid stepping out of their comfort zone. They want to be like anybody else. But the challenge is, humanity is never about being like anybody else, because not even one individual is the same. Nobody on this entire planet has the same DNA as everybody. And I want to say that to you, ladies and gentlemen, listening to this call. Every one of you has unique talents that you are maybe not aware of. You're maybe a little bit scared. You hang in your comfort zone and you have difficulties breaking out. But I promise you, you can become so much more than you think that you can reach. You can become so much more than you are today. For doing that, it takes a lot of braveness, a lot of courage, because you have to step out, you have to go for it, and you have to, like the Formula 1 racers that are racing at the moment, you must be willing to take the risk to hit the wall. And when you hit the wall, then don't think it's over. No, when you hit the wall, when you go down, when you fail, when you lose, that's where the real winners are born. And it's I love it when Craig and Jason, you guys always talking about winning. I talk about that too, but I talk about with losing. You know, with losing, when you lose, you have two options. Or you rise and you learn You evaluate and you learn from your mistakes, your failures, and you rise to the occasion, or you give up. Now, I can guarantee you, whatever you give up is a loss. You only really lose when you give up. So in my opinion, winning or losing has all to do with learning and continuing and standing up, rising to the occasion. Become the better version of yourself. And when you become that better version, go for an even higher version. When you reach that, go for an even, it's continuous developing. I've learned in my life, and my father is still alive. He's 96 years old, and he's always interested. I looked some videos back where I was traveling with him, and some people see an old man, but I still hear when I talk with them about a man that has ideas and he wants to go here and there and he wants to experience it. Means that his body is maybe older, but his mind is sharp and bright, and he's on the way. He's on the way to tomorrow, enjoying today, having beautiful dreams, living in the future of his dreams. And in our company, it's so spectacular, ladies and gentlemen. And I think the time has come that after this call, where we had last week those beautiful promotions, where we had actually 8 new countries, 3 of them are already sold out. The other ones are rising. So Turkey is sold out. The Seychelles are sold out. We have sold out Barbados. So we have a couple of countries to go that going fast. I can tell you only one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't make the mistake to not have Iran in your portfolio. Maybe you look at it from your perspective, but I see a country that is able to rise to the occasion again and again. A country with a big history, with a challenging, battling, but extremely strong today, and a great future again. When I look at Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, wow, Mexico, you could get a part of Mexico. I put it on the Instagram. I put it actually, Seychelles on the Instagram. I put Mexico. I will next week do a couple of other countries that are still there. Get them. Become part of them. Get the ownership. You know, I always say, when you become a viewer by having those units allocated to that country, it feels like, you know, who owns Mexico? I can tell you, I look in the back office and I look at all the viewers that have the units. Hey, they are actually partly owning Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. And who doesn't want to have those portfolios? Tomorrow it's Monday. I saw last week a tremendous boom. Make sure that you take advantage of that boom, and make sure that you inform your team members, ladies and gentlemen, because we say always, it's all about you. It's all about you informing your team members. It's all about you doing that. When they have no clue, you will not see a turnover. But now we have the 75% promotion. The month is coming to an end. The month is coming to an end. We have that tremendous promotion for those countries over there. Make sure that you take advantage of it, because that chance will never come back. It's now an opportunity to get something that in the future, I know for sure that in the future people will say, what about Turkey? Why didn't I have it? Yeah, you were too late. Because when it came, boom, it's sold out. I don't know yet, I didn't look at Switzerland, is almost sold out. It has no promotion. But Switzerland is a postcard country, ladies and gentlemen. It will give you potentially so much pleasure, so much benefits in the future that you cannot miss out on it. So for me personally, when I would join now and I see, hey, Switzerland has no promotion, I still would buy it. Why? because there's only 1% left of it. So, having said all these things, the excitement of Jason from Atlanta, the excitement of Craig finding his A spot, his A. How is that called? The 5G. Craig first he was on the BG spot, and he went into the A. Hey, he's on the beach again. Wow. And you know, for the end, I think it's time that we together. Which beach are you, Craig?
This is called Zuma Beach.
Zuma Beach.
It's in Malibu, and you can see, like, I was around that corner over there beyond that mountain, but this is the Pacific Coast Highway right here.
Wow.
But this is called Zuma Beach. Sun's starting to break through the marine layer, so it's going to get warmer, and it's beautiful, really beautiful.
Wow, I see you are with a beautiful white convertible.
Yeah, that's I got a little sexy little, what is it? It's a Chevy Camaro.
Wow.
SS. Yeah, this thing's quick, so it's a lot of fun. If you're gonna drive around in California, it's good to do it in a convertible. My suggestion.
Cruising in California. I arrived today with my Aston Martin, and I had him open all the time as well. You know.
Also good. Also good.
Good. Now, let's end this call together. Is Jason? Are you still there too?
I'm here.
Then let's put our hand where it belongs, on our heart, and you know, strength and honor.
Honor.
It's all about you.
You.